Hello and welcome back to another stream on the Haunted Hippie channel. I hope that you're well. I hope you've been having a good Halloween week so far. Today we are doing more Halloween franchise trivia. I hope that you're excited. We did this in the first week of October, I think. So I don't know. I feel like it's been a minute since we've done trivia. It hasn't really. I'm just excited to do more. Today we're covering Halloween H2O up through Halloween Ends. So we are doing the back half of the franchise. Exciting stuff. So I will see who is here with us. I'll catch up with the chat and then we will get rocking and rolling. Alexius is here. Thank you. Just found out a year ago Devin Sawa played Casper. Didn't know that. Yeah, it's an adorable little role of his. I really enjoy it. Hello. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. It's like a nice stream with you to erase everything. I hear that, partner. I hear that. I am in my finals week. I think that's the most like relatable thing. This week in October it just reminds me so much of when I was in college, like during finals week and having to write a million essays and all of that. It kind of puts me right back there. So I hear ya. Also, do you like my little candles? Look, they're not real. They're not real. So nothing's gonna catch on fire. They're battery powered, but they're so cute. Thank you. What's your theme tonight, if you don't mind me asking? Tonight, oh well, I already went over that. But yes, Halloween. Thank you so much. I'm gonna ask questions before you ask them this time. I'm gonna come back on that. No worries. No worries. I guess you can't if you didn't know what we were talking about ahead of time. I was a little bit sneaky with that. I think that I only mentioned that I was covering Halloween trivia in my Instagram post. I think I kept it more vague in my community tab post. Hello. Hope everyone's enjoying their October. I agree. I finally went to my first little like event of the month. I haven't really been doing much, but I went to this early screening of Queens of the Dead, and that was really cool. And on Friday, I'm doing my big one. No, I haven't yet. We don't have HBO right now. I think my dad wanted to sign us back up for it because of the show. So hopefully we will soon, because I would like to cover that in my November recap probably. Scream 7, how are you gonna explain Stu's reappearance? It's like, hold on. It's like a somehow, wait, what? It's like a somehow Palpatine returned thing. No, I don't remember. I feel like so many rumors have flown around and I haven't really kept up with it that I don't know, but I feel like I remember it was going to be some sort of like AI thing, or some people had guessed it was going to be like Sydney's dreams. I'm sure somebody here knows, but hello. Finally watched American Psycho. Wolf Creek, I still haven't seen. It's one that's kind of on my nope list that I thought maybe I would watch with you guys for fundraising reasons. I know that it's like really brutal. Australians are not messing around. So, okay, good. I don't know why. I just needed to check my mic there. It wasn't totally screwed on. Oh, that's cute. I didn't know they were doing that right now. If you click the like button, there's a little ghost. That's cute. Hello. I don't. Second episode drops early this Friday on Halloween. Not to brag, this past Saturday I saw Paul McCartney live. He played for over 3 hours. Oh my gosh, how does he have the stamina? That's wild. Hello. In my physical media over streaming phase, haven't seen it yet. I hear that. I've got just piles behind me and like all over my apartment. I feel like. Oh, I'm so stoked on my Halloween costume. I wasn't gonna like debut it until Halloween, but I obviously got into costume for my Halloween video that's coming out on Friday, and so yeah, I posted a little teaser. Watch the original Wicker Man, not the Nick Cage remake, but first one. Good. Oh, I'm glad that you enjoyed. One of my favorites. Hello, Austin. I hope that you're well. Happy Halloween week. Hello. I just watched the first Halloween movie this week for October watches. So you just watched? Do you mean for the first time? There's no way. There's no way. Wait, I don't know if I got the part 1 to this. I only see the second part here. Um, thank you, thank you. Hello, hello. Yes, let us commence. Let me pull up my little trivia page here, get myself more set up. I was having to do some of this last minute, so I feel like some of these aren't the best questions, but I think we still have a fun mix. Obviously, there's going to be like a mix of true or false. Some of them are going to be, who's got the fastest fingers in the West. Of course, I have some of those. Some of them definitely are a little bit more difficult. Some of them are kind of two-part questions. So we still have a mix. I don't think tonight will be the most challenging evening for you all. So sorry if there's any like big Halloween heads here. I don't know if I'm going to be challenging you too much. We should still have fun. We should still have fun. Hello. Hello. Good evening. A Terrifier lawsuit. No, I haven't. Is this new? Hello. 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 Spooky vibes. They they're they're going. Yes, I dressed up in costume yesterday. I ended up like leaving the makeup on when I went to go play volleyball as well. And yeah, one of my new friends there didn't really recognize me at first, and I was like, oh, because I usually show up like this. I'm like, what's up? Um. Anyway, thank you. Hello. Oh, thank you so much. What movie horror franchise do you hold near and dear to your heart? Well, I've got to say Halloween. Honestly, there isn't another horror franchise that I've rewatched as much, maybe besides Scream, but the past like 2 years I've been way more in a Halloween era than a Scream era. I've been rewatching the Scream movies because Scott has never seen them, but yeah, it's gotta be Halloween. I need to get back into other horror franchises, I feel like, but that one also has been, like, the most culturally relevant to me in the past couple years, so there is that. I really, really need to get back into, like, Nightmare on Elm Street and Child's Play and stuff, and I feel like those are definitely movies that we should all watch together soon. Sooner than later, because also my dad and I are currently covering the Halloween franchise, and I'm not sure what we're covering next, but I've had a lot of fun while talking about modern movies, also throwing in these huge discussions about the Halloween franchise with my dad because he's watching them for the very first time. I'd only ever made him watch the original movie and David Gordon Green's trilogy before. So we had a really interesting conversation that's coming out tomorrow on Boomers for the patrons and members about Halloween 4, 5, and 6. And yes, I made him watch the producer's cut of Halloween 6 as well. So it's been fun, but I'm not sure which one we should do next. So let me know in the comments or the chat. But the first question of the day, we have got, I think, a very easy question. Okay. We're just warming up. Okay. Got to be quick. Okay. Got to warm up those fingers. Okay. How many movies are in the Halloween franchise? You know this one. I'm sure you do. Okay, wait. Let me see if anybody said anything about the Terrifier lawsuit because oh, thank you. Thank you. Um, I'm because this is something I was totally unaware of. Oh, you liked it? Oh, good. Good. I'm glad to hear that it's good. It seems like multiple people are saying so. Yes, I mean, maybe I shouldn't have admitted that. Hey, John. Oh, the actress in Terrifier got sawed in half is suing the producers for breach of contract. That seems tricky. I don't know anything about law, and I don't know anything about her contract. I don't know anything about this, but what comes to mind for me initially hearing this is like, but wasn't it not her body in the scene? I wonder how consent laws work around that. 'Cause that's interesting. I thought that it was a fake body, so I wouldn't assume her consent would really be involved in that, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. That's interesting. Um, interesting. Friday the 13th is another one that we could absolutely watch together, but that would take us probably, like, 3 months to watch them all together. I'd be fine with that. I'd be alright with that. Very happy with the October watch list this year. Only missed 2 days, and all the movies I've seen were movies I never watched before. Amazing. I haven't yes, 13, 13. Oh, we got a 12. We got a 10, 13, baby. There are 13 movies in the Halloween franchise. Is that not ridiculous? Which cut of Halloween 6 did Father Happy prefer? Wouldn't you like to know? What did you like to know? I wanted to know as well, and I did ask him about that, but I'm not gonna spoil it because the episode's coming out tomorrow. All right, we got another easy one, okay? We are just warming up the fingers, baby, all right? Who remade Halloween in 2007? Come on, come on, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it. Type real fast, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it. We're just warming up here. Oh, thank you so much. True or false? Okay. Anne Lockhart was John Carpenter's first choice for the role of Laurie Strode in the 1978 film Halloween, but she was unavailable due to prior commitments. Jamie Lee Curtis was then cast partly because of her mother's Psycho legacy. Oh, man. Anne Lockhart. I want to say, I'm going to guess, sorry, chat, I don't want to ruin this for you, but I am going to guess because I'm not 100% sure. I know that at least the second half of that is true. Anne Lockhart, and I want to say true, but I don't remember if it was actually Anne Lockhart. I'm fairly certain this came up in a deep dive that I did of the movie 4 years ago, so I really have to, like, knock the cobwebs off in my memory there to think of that, but I think that's true. I think so. Zombie, RZ, Rob Zombie. Othie? Not sure. First to write it out entirely, yes, of course. Rob Zombie, baby! Points for everybody. Oh, thank you so much. Before I go, here's some trivia. What movie also inspired the Michael Myers mask? That's an interesting question because I'm not sure if you mean like where the mask actually came from or if you mean no, I think I know. This feels like something I've also covered before. I feel like I should know this, but I do think that there is something else that he's referring to and what it was inspired by. I know this. Come on, stupid. I know this, but I don't know it. I know it, but I don't know it. Bob Crombie. Christopher Nolan. I like that one. Robert Zombie. I like that one too. Yeah, right. That one was true, right? That who was that? Flexicon 9 asked. Right? True, right? Anne Lockhart also, I'm so sorry to this woman. I don't know who that is. Anne Lockhart. I don't recognize her. Let's see, Joyride, Battlestar Galactica, Chicago Fire, Star Zinger, A Dog's Tale. Those are some of her biggest credits. I don't think I've seen any of those. Huh. Interesting how Jamie Lee Curtis would go on to become a much bigger actress. Interesting. Eyes Without a Face. That sounds right to me. That sounds right to me. Can somebody confirm? Okay, it was true. It was true. Thank you for asking. Good question. Yes, the mask was a William Shatner mask that we had talked about this last time actually, and you guys jogged my memory on it that they had just shaved off the sideburns and they painted it white. And because I don't know why I had this false memory that I had learned that they had like turned the mask inside out and customized the hair and stuff. I think they also dyed the hair brown, right? I think in the original mask it was blonde, I think. Oh, she says she got head and ear injuries. Oh shit. Supposed to get 1% of the revenue for Terrifier, but wait, what? But they give her all the money. Oh, can you clarify that for me, please? 1% of the revenue for Terrifier. That's really interesting that because the original Terrifier had a budget of like, was it like $36,000? Something really minuscule. So it's kind of shocking to me that on a project like that, an actress or actor would be making like a back end deal. I guess unless does it make more sense because they were probably paid nothing for the actual production, so they're like, "Okay, well, fuck it, like, if this goes on to actually get distributed or whatever, then I'll just take my chances on a back-end cut." Huh. Interesting. Interesting stuff. I'll have to look more into that. Maybe we can talk about that more in an upcoming horror news stream. I haven't done that in a while, I feel. Oh, yeah, and they cut the eyes bigger. That too. That too. Does anybody can anybody confirm if it was Eyes Without a Face? Oh, they didn't give her the money, got you. Only part of it. Yeah. Profits for the first 2 years after release. Huh, interesting, okay, so kind of conflicting information, or maybe you're both right, like, they only gave her part of the money, but it was because maybe she's trying to get some of the money she missed out on after the first 2 years because Terrifier obviously didn't become a hit until literally 2022. So, I'll have to look into it. I don't know. Oh, it was The Devil's Reign. Wait, hold on. I thought that I saw somebody else mentioning the Kirk mask is the same one used in The Devil's Reign, but it wasn't the influence. Well, the asker of the question is not here to clarify. So now I don't know. I'm getting conflicting info. Yeah, and Eyes Without a Face is I remember not being crazy about it, but thinking that it was a really well-made film and that I would recommend it. I think I'd probably like it more now that I'm older. So, that's one that you guys should check out if you haven't. It was a big influence on Carpenter. There's not a singular answer for the inspiration for the Myers mask. Interesting. He's still kicking. So's well, David Attenborough, he's like 98 or something. Pretty crazy stuff. People are getting old out here. Okay, all right. We've done a couple warm-up questions. This one is still pretty easy, but it's a two-parter, okay? Who was the tallest actor to play Michael Myers, and how tall is he? I feel like this one is if you're even, I feel like, a surface level fan of the franchise, I feel like the first part of the question is really easy. And I, for some reason, also had the second part of the question memorized. Like, I easily could have told you that off the top of my head. So I'm wondering how many of you can do the same. The asker has left the chat, I believe. Kind of diabolical. Kind of diabolical, but it's okay. Or maybe they just wanted to know. Maybe they just were curious and like didn't know. That'd be pretty funny. Devil's Reign had a face mold of Shatner that was used for the Captain Kirk mask that was used for Halloween. Okay, so maybe not necessarily the inspiration, but it just was the same mold. Right? It was the Rob Zombie Halloween actor. It was Tyler Mane, 6'8". Chalamet, 6'11". Oh god, 6'11 is 6'8 is already too tall. It's yeah. Don Shanks, I think, was the second tallest. If not Don Shanks, maybe no, I think Don Shanks was the second tallest. George P. Wilbur is another one who was tall, but I think that he was like 6'2". Let me look it up. George P. Wilbur, it was 6'2", yeah. And then like James Jude Courtney, I think, was also around 6'1", 6'2". Nick Castle was, I think, only 5'10", I think. So yeah, not a lot of like super big guys in the role, which I think makes more sense. Not to bring up this controversy again, because I know that people have been trying to hash it out for like the last 20 years, but I am just genuinely curious the chat's thoughts on having a very tall, lumbering Michael Myers. I feel like the common feeling is that that is simply too big, that it's kind of a cheat in a way to make Michael such a Hulk, and that's not really what's supposed to make him scary, but I like it. I like him. I can't. I've gotten a little, I've gotten, not a little, I've gotten so soft with the Halloween franchise in the last, like, year or so. I don't know what clicked for me. It really was last year when I was rewatching the entirety of the franchise. I just was like, I like all of these. I just do. I just like all of them. So I don't know what it is, but I have become such a softie that, yeah, I don't mind. Let's see what you guys are saying. His head was distracting. Give me a 7 for Michael. Yeah, should we just keep casting taller and taller guys in the role? Michael Smash. He did. You're the same height as Nick Castle. Always liked Michael at that height more. While the face can be tall, Michael should be normal sized. And I think also people make the comparison, not usually to Leatherface. I feel like usually I see the comparison to Jason Voorhees because he can get away more with being a giant Hulk, which I feel like, I don't know if this is gonna be wrong to say, let me know. I feel like Jason gets away with being really big because that's kind of a stereotype of like, people with mental disabilities, which I don't think there's a similar association for Michael, who his whole thing is like evil. Has anybody talked about this before? I don't know. OG Halloween 100%. Mikey should be a little Chucky sized even. I'd be here for that. I would love a little parody with a little Michael. I think that'd be very funny. Jason should be the Hulk. Yeah, see, as I was saying, being tall in horror is intimidating. I mean, we see it all the time, obviously, with like, well, Doug Jones is not even that tall. I was gonna say you see it all the time with creature actors, but Doug Jones is only, well, he's like 6'3" or 6'2". That's tall. But you know, but I'm thinking like Javier Botet, who's like 6'6", right? 6'6" or 6'7". And so generally creatures are tall, but people don't want Mikey to have that same height. By the way, I'm not going to talk about Chris Stuckman tonight. I cannot. I need a break after yesterday. Things got that was too much. That was too much. I'm going to kind of like be, I guess, almost like reacting to the reaction to my video from yesterday, because it just was not at all what I expected, and it was frankly too much. It was frankly too much. So anyway, I want to move on from that for the rest of the night. I just wanted to let you guys know that so that people wouldn't ask. Oh, Ken Kersinger is also like 6'6", isn't he? Yeah, from Freddy vs. Jason. He was a big guy. He was a big guy. Oh, thank you. Derek Mears is my Jason. I'm inclined to agree. I think that no, it's been too long since I've rewatched the franchise. I can't claim him as my favorite. It's been too long. But he's up there. He's definitely up there. Absolutely up there. Okay. What is my next question? Oh, yes. Okay. We're still on Rob Zombie's Halloween. All right. We got a true or false, everybody. True or false? Malcolm McDowell ruined several takes of the film by making his co-stars laugh. True or false? I have not been putting the questions in the chat. My bad. Hold on. There we go. Good boy. I have been having to bite my tongue on this one because it came out, I saw it on October 1st. And so the very first of the month, I have to wait until literally my October recap to talk about it because I didn't have it in my schedule to do a solo review, but very interesting movie. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to hear about that. I didn't finish reading your comment before I started just spouting off, but I'm so sorry. Definitely been there. It felt like I was in the movie. That's funny. I hope he was a nice guy. You'd cast Danny DeVito as Freddy Krueger. Honestly, I think he could probably pull that off. I don't know if you're just making it funny, but I think that he could probably pull that off. No, not Javier. Did I say Javier Bardem? I meant Javier Botet. If I said that incorrectly. No, I still have not seen No Country for Old Men. I fully intend on that being the next movie I cover in my I Finally Watched series on Patreon. I have every intention of doing that, but no, I have not seen it yet. True. Define ruined. It just means like the take was unusable. But true, everybody's saying true, and everybody's correct. Malcolm McDowell plays Dr. Loomis in the Rob Zombie remakes. So yes, everybody got it right. We didn't even have a single contrarian to be like, you know what? Fuck it. False. Yes, okay. Okie dokie. This next one, also easy. Like I said, I did not have a lot of time to put this together. I have been editing all day, all day. Guys, the raw footage of my Halloween novel to movie comparison, 2 hours and 3 minutes. I don't even think that the raw footage for my Thorn trilogy deep dive was that long. That video ended up being 1 hour and 8 minutes. But that one I also like I added more clips and stuff. With this one I don't add clips. So maybe they'll end up being like around the same length, but holy shit. I'm hoping that video is going to be I'm hoping it's going to turn out well cuz that length is just nuts. Okay. This remake was shot in the same area of LA as John Carpenter's original film. What city was this? This is another pretty easy one. I think the next one is where things are going to get a little bit more ambiguous. My next couple questions. I think I'm definitely we're going to be leveling up. I agree. I think yeah, and you know why I say that? I think it's because of his role as the Penguin in Tim Burton's Batman movies. I don't think obviously he's not really playing a true little psycho. It's kind of very what's the word? It's goofy. Like it's goofy. He's not like an evil to the bone, diabolical little guy. He's kind of a funny little guy. But yeah, I think that DeVito could push it. Has he ever played any darker roles? I feel like I haven't really seen that much of his stuff. So I don't know. Willem Dafoe as Freddy would be crazy. Would be absolutely bonkers. Oh, thank you. More is coming. More is coming on Halloween. Yeah, no, I love long videos too. And also I'm just really thorough, so I can't help it. Yes, Pasadena. It won't be. No, because it was a heavily scripted video and stuff. The video it's just the raw footage. It's probably going to be like half that length. Yes, Pasadena baby. Specifically South Pasadena. I'm sorry, I got distracted. Love this spelling, by the way. Close enough. Yeah, specifically South Pasadena. I threw that one in there because I love Pasadena. I kind of grew up around there. And you really a sympathetic character. I remember him being like more annoying. I don't remember sympathizing with him, but I watched that back when I did my Tim Burton deep dive. So that was like a couple of years ago now, actually. Are you talking about the show, The Penguin? I actually never ended up watching that, and it was really good, wasn't it? I'm sure some people here have seen it. His Penguin in Batman Returns is pretty dark. Parents were upset because of how dark it was. Wasn't it like PG-13 though? I was watching It's Always Sunny, but we haven't had Hulu and Disney Plus for a while. So I've explained many times, but we have all our streaming services on rotation. I'm sure that we're gonna have HBO and Disney shortly, and my dad will probably swap out like Peacock and Paramount or something. So he is, but he's so funny. Freddy Krueger, even though I know that like especially in Wes Craven's original vision and whatnot, Freddy is pretty funny. He drops one-liners and stuff. But then I think about like Wes Craven's New Nightmare and how he tried to bring a much darker energy to Freddy. I also think of the remake, and to me, that energy for Freddy just seems more right. It feels more right to me. So, hence why I was making that commentary about Danny in the role and him maybe being too funny. But he would very much be in line with like the original kind of 80s vision of Freddy, I feel, right? Anywho, did I Yes, we just did that question. Pasadena, South Pasadena. All right, we have got another true or false, baby. True or false, the idea to spend time with Michael in the institution was conceived of by Rob Zombie. True or false? Oh, I did not write true or false in that. True. True or false? Anyway. No, I don't talk about real life horror stuff. I've never talked about true crime. I've never talked about possession. I've never really gotten into like, Ed and Lorraine Warren stuff. It's not my gig here. The actress who played the Penguin's mother in Tim Burton's or in the show? I don't know who either lady is, I'm afraid. They're coming in, folks. True, false, false, true, false, true, false. We've got a split chat here. True, false, don't know. I think false. You would think correctly. That is false. Does anybody know where the idea actually came from, or rather originated? What inspired that? This is something that also I'm going to need to do a little insert on Friday's video because I did not mention this when talking about the book. But I need to, because I did mention that this idea was not conceived of by Rob Zombie, so we should maybe point the pitchforks away from him, because that tends to be people's biggest gripe with the movie. So yeah, does anybody know where it came from before I reveal? Oh, Tim Burton. Oh, it's a Burton theme convention. Oh, that's fun. But do we have any answers for Pee Wee Herman? I guess that makes sense. He was in Burton's first movie. Carpenter worked as an orderly at an asylum. I don't think I ever knew that. And I did a deep dive on him. That's wild. The Weinsteins, I feel like that's a really good guess. The thing where John visited a mental hospital and saw a child look at him with Michael's blackest eyes. The idea, well, that might be where Carpenter got the idea, but where the idea came from for the remake was that it came from the original television cut of Halloween, which I think my memory is just bad on this. I'm sure I've talked about that, but I might have just completely forgotten that I had. Because when I was going over the trivia and making the questions, I was like, wait, have I ever even seen that footage? And I think yes, because if I'm not mistaken, some of that footage might be in Halloween 2, or they reshot it for Halloween 2. But it might be the same footage. I might be tripping on that, and I just sadly don't know. No, I don't think I have a question about them today, unfortunately, because there was a lot of interference with them and Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 specifically. But it's time to talk about Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 actually with my next question. Why was Daeg Faerch replaced in Rob Zombie's Halloween 2? We are talking about the Halloween franchise, playing a little trivia. Welcome. Watched Halloween 6 the other day. Used to hate it. I hate that movie so much, but I rewatched it for the first time in a couple years. Don't know why I hated it. Well, which version did you watch? Because tomorrow we are all watching the producer's cut together, which I'm very excited about. And I think I'm probably going to get a little bottle of wine just because we haven't had a Tipsy Tuesday. We haven't had a Wine Wednesday this whole month. Maybe I should make it a fundraising night. Because I think, you know what, honestly, I haven't been checking in on that because I've had my head in the sand. Is that the phrase? I've been working too hard. I've been working too much. That has had to go on the back burner. We're so close to hitting the $4,000 mark. We are so close. He was too old. He was too big for his age. Who? Daeg Faerch played the young Michael Myers. I'm sorry, maybe I should have. I'm guessing he was serving too hard in prison. Get it? Forgot his coveralls too many times. Oh, Head in the Clouds? No, not in the clouds. Because I've been nose to the ground. Is that nose to the grindstone? It's one of those. His growth spurt was insane. That's why. Correct. He was too big. He had grown up too much. So they had actually shot a bunch of footage with him for Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, but then it was too apparent that he had grown up too much. And I'm just like, my thing with the okay, I get that Michael's mom passes away in the first Rob Zombie's Halloween, and so he has to be like around the same age to be in a scene with her. How about we just don't do that? Like, what if we just didn't do that? You know what I mean? I get that, like, I guess recasting is it makes the most sense to get around that, I guess, but it's like the other movie had come out only 2 years prior. We remember what that kid looks like. And then as the franchise ages and whatnot, and we revisit it, obviously most of us are gonna revisit those sequentially and pretty immediately. I just don't. I just it's not a choice I can imagine making. Like to me, the easiest, most reasonable, like the answer is like, okay, then don't put your wife in that scene. Have it be somebody else. Right? Like you can still cast her because I know you need to do that for some reason. You can still do it. She can still show up in the weird little visions with the white horse and everything. Just like make that be a conversation between him and Loomis or something. Like it makes me feel crazy. It makes me feel crazy. I bet that there's like a better reason. I'm I'm sure there or am I just telling myself that? I'm like, there has to be more to it than that, right? But maybe not, probably not. I don't know. I don't know. Dave Ferris was too big and whatever. I don't know. Dave Ferris is 30 now. So at that time he would have been like 12? There is definitely a jump like from 12 to 14. Usually, we all get a big the growth spurt around that time, but okay, so just make it a different era. I'm getting repetitive now. The producer's cut of Halloween 6 on Blu-ray is out of print, and only the 4K is what's available now. This is true. Wait, I have it. Where do I have it? I have it under my mic. Sorry. I actually have it right here. I think that I'm going to be selling it in my next anti-haul because I didn't realize that I had the producer's cut on my 4K. There are like multiple discs in it, and I was like, oh. So, yes, I guess that this is out of print. So, I would like somebody else to be able to have it if they don't have a 4K player. Unfortunately, it's really just an unfortunate thing all around, isn't it? Isn't it? Oh, In a Violent Natures, honestly, that's a good one to multitask with because not really much dialogue. I just don't think that's true. I just don't think it's true. I agree, and honestly, like, my favorite thing is when in sitcoms, they'll have the same actors in, like, stupid wigs, and they'll put fake braces on them and stuff to make them younger. I feel like New Girl does this the best, and same with, like, Friends. There'll be flashbacks, and Chandler and Ross are supposed to be in college or something, and they literally just look middle-aged, but with, like, insane, like, hairspray and stuff. That's my favorite thing. Which, like he still would have been young. Like, I think a mid-pubescent boy would still be young enough to get that across. I think that's fine. I think it's fine. And the fact that he grows up to be so big. I don't know how tall is Dave Ferris. Let me see. He is 6 feet tall, so he probably shot up a good bit. If he's 6 feet tall, probably around 14, he probably shot up a good bit. Like, it would make sense. Also, I like Dick Birch's performance better. I just don't think that the other actor had the same, not that the other actor was a bad actor or anything, but he didn't have like the same darkness to him. Dick Birch really had like an aura that was so terrifying for a kid his age to have that, which is why he worked so well. So, anywho, sorry everybody. Sorry everybody. Check the GoFundMe again. Oh shit. Are we sure? Oh shit, baby. We just crossed the $4,000 mark. John, was that you? It was. Shout out to John. And no, I think I saw Noah in the chat. You might be here as well. And Gregory, don't know if you're here, but yes, thank you for all the recent donations, and a special thanks to John, who I think now is I'm sure is our highest donor for Famished. Wow, great stuff, everybody. Should we watch Wolf Creek to celebrate? Should that be the one? We could do like, I've never seen High Tension. I don't know. I'm still waiting on Human Centipede 2. We're not doing that yet. Okay. All right. It's been way too long since I've asked a question. So sorry. This is one that I don't think a lot of people are going to know, and I cannot wait for your hilarious guesses. What was Weird Al Yankovic's only condition to have a cameo in this movie? He had one condition. One condition. What was it? Oh, backwards hats? Yes. De-aging John Kramer in Saw 6 by giving him a backwards hat. Such inspired stuff. Fantastic. Love it. So good. Oh, yeah, that's why I love Riverdale with the actors of the kids acting as their parents in the past. So good. So true. God, and I thought that like it was going to be a whole arc in the season. And then imagine my disappointment when it was only like one episode of them playing their parents. I was so disappointed. The casting of that show was so good. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. I don't think so, but I don't know. I'd be going into it relatively blind. I just know that my friend Tiago has hyped it up so much as being very graphic, and that he doesn't know if I'd like it. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know either. That he dies violently, that he can make fun of Michael Myers. Wolf Creek seems more soul-shaking. Okay, noted. He gets to keep his outfit props. We're getting warmer. We're getting warmer. Gotta be serious, not wacky and zany. Getting colder. Real eyes, real lies, real lies. Halloween 2. We're talking about Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. I much prefer the director's cut. What does the chat think, by the way? Because I think the director's cut has maybe more of the white horse, which isn't why I like it more. I like it more because it's a more brutal exploration of Laurie, what she's going through in that movie. It's just a really, it's like taking a microscope to the reality of surviving super traumatic slasher movie events and making it actually real, which I think is why everybody hates it. But I think it's so interesting. I think it's a really bold swing. So I say director's cut because they really water down the character of Laurie in the theatrical cut, and it's a lot less of a journey with her. But I think that there's less of the horse stuff, if I remember correctly. And so it's like a little bit more grounded. There's like pros and cons. Pros and cons. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Vietnam, I think that's new. I don't know if I've had a viewer from Vietnam before. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I do not like de-aging. It's so uncanny and strange to me. I'd rather, tape an actress's face back underneath a wig and call it a day. Al needed hot Cheetos. He can wear anything he wants. Yes, then he got to pick his own clothes. Yes, indeed. Indeed. I kind of forgot that that's what we were talking about until I saw that in the chat. Yes. Oh, he was in the new one too? I still haven't seen the new one. It's a bummer. That would be one of my stipulations. If I were to have a cameo, I'd be like, I get to dress up in the Michael Myers wardrobe and I get to have myself a little photo shoot. It doesn't have to be on set, but I would like a prop knife and I get to wear the mask. Yes. Yes. Oh, really? Oh god, I hate the director's cut of the theatrical. I mean, of the first movie. I prefer the theatrical. It's too much, too brutal. But I haven't watched the director's cut. I think since the very first time I watched the movie, which I think would have been back in 2020. Can you believe? Can you believe? Oh, hope you're doing well too. Hope you're doing well. You're in Indonesia? Wow. Thank you so much. True or false? The idea of a stalking killer was not a new one. Michael Powell's voyeuristic peeping Tom, Francis Ford Coppola's Dementia 13, and even Tobe Hooper's creation Leatherface and TCM did Carpenter admit borrowing from those films and Black Christmas. I don't know, so I'm going to guess. Sorry if I ruin it, chat. Once again, I want to say no. I really want to say no. Also because I don't remember what his inspirations were. And I don't know if that's a thing that he's talked about very much. Because the fact that it's copied or was heavily inspired by Black Christmas or whatever is not a new conversation, but I don't have a memory of that ever being something that came out of John Carpenter's mouth. It's something that I've noted many, many times. I probably noted it several years back when I did my comparison deep dive of all 3 Black Christmas movies. And I probably said, like this opening shot seems like it obviously heavily inspired the opening of Halloween. But not to my, I want to say false. I want to say false. Yeah, also that I would, yeah, I would much rather have a recast. I think like the best example of this that it can always be done. If you're willing to shell out for good actors and stuff, it can be done. I understand. Otherwise, there might be budgetary constraints otherwise in other times and stuff and whatever. I can get that. But if you have the means, just look at It Chapter 2. Like, are you kidding? Look at Riverdale. Okay, it can be done. Can absolutely be done. Same these. Oh, I recommend that. I definitely recommend that. Oh, I would hate to wear, well, yes. So, the stipulation is like I would have just some kind of cameo or whatever, but then I would just get to have like a cute little 20 minutes wearing the mask and like taking pictures and being like, "Yep, I'm here." I wouldn't want to play Michael Myers. I would not want to, because yes, the question was, would you rather wear a mask that's like fully removable, or would you rather have to wear like a bunch of latex and makeup and stuff? And I think I can't remember. That was like a really difficult question for me to answer, I feel like, because there's so many pros and cons to both. And yeah, wearing the Michael mask I think would be disgusting. Also, you might be referring to when I asked, would you rather would you rather smell Jason Voorhees' shoe or the inside of Michael Myers' mask? You might be referring to that one. Cause yeah, all the buildup of like sweat and bad breath and stuff in the mask, like, would be nasty. Okay, you guys are saying true for that one. I guess I would have to watch it again and I'll just like fast forward through that scene because I don't remember what else is different in the cuts. True. Is everybody saying true? Okay, you said false. Oh, he has stated that Black Christmas was an inspiration for Halloween. Oh, we need confirmation. Oh, false. He did not admit it. Oh, I knew it. I knew it. I mean, I didn't, but I guessed. I guessed. Oh, how did I feel about Laurie adopting a punk hippie aesthetic in Halloween 2? I think it made sense for the time period of 2009. It definitely made sense. And also, I think for certain people, adopting any kind of persona is just another way to put walls up and to mask, like literally, when stuff is going on. So, hard to find the theatrical versions of Rob Zombie's Halloween, all the physical media, both films and his director's cuts. Um, I have I have his theatrical cut on DVD. Yeah. And then I have the Blu-ray of the director's cut of his Halloween 2. And I don't own the theatrical cut actually of Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 because I really despised it for quite a while, but I need it. I need to fill out my collection, obviously. Okay, I haven't asked a question in way too long. We are not even 10 questions in, guys. All right, this one I feel like is hard because this is one that I didn't know. Which Texas Chainsaw franchise actress makes a cameo during Laurie's surgery scene in Rob Zombie's Halloween 2? Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Feeding all my cat colonies. Do you feed the strays? Do they swarm? You've piqued my interest. I agree, because it can be done well. Like, I think one time when I remember it not being egregious, I feel like I might have been too young to really discern it. But when Princess Leia is de-aged in the end of what was it? Do you know what I'm talking about? Which movie was it? Was it in the prequel trilogy or something? There's like the ending of a movie. She walks in all de-aged, and she's like, "Hello." Those kind of blink and you miss it type de-aging moments, I think I'm usually okay with. I feel like by today's standards, that might not look good, but okay, wait. Heather Langenkamp, that's Nightmare on Elm Street. Silly. Yes, Caroline Williams. What? How did you guys know? How did you guys know this? How did you? I think it's worth it, the director's cut specifically, but people feel very strongly against that. Rogue One. Yes, that was the one. That was the one. Octavia Spencer, is it not just insane that she's in Rob Zombie's Halloween 2? Crazy. No, but it was Caroline Williams. She plays Stretch. Stretch from Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. Bix Krieger, who was my co-star in Morgan Killer Doll, she just worked with her in a movie called Anathema. Not sure if that's how it's pronounced, but it's another scary doll movie of all things. So yeah, she got to work a little bit with Caroline Williams and said that she was cool. So that's cool. All right, we are now moving on to Halloween H2O, everybody. I've been a member for a month. Thank you so much. I'm glad it's been fun. More of a deep fake situation. I mean, that's still a form of like de-aging. I guess I don't really know the difference with that. Anyway, I'm sure it doesn't look good now, but like for the time, it was kind of like, whoa. Anywho, Killer Doll is free on Amazon now. Oh, baby. If you guys have not seen Morgan Killer Doll, you gotta watch it now. Okay, let's move on to Halloween H2O, starting with pre-production. Why did it ultimately not work out for John Carpenter to direct Halloween H2O? And it doesn't have to be a nuanced take. Honestly, you could probably just sum it up in a few words, maybe less. But if you know like the details of the question, it's almost like a 3-part answer, I would say, but you can also simplify it. Such an attempt to rip off Scream. I mean, yes and no. Like Kevin Williamson was no, he wrote H2O, didn't he? Right? And there originally was going to be a snippet of Scream 2 in Halloween H2O that actually was what was playing on TV when they were filming, but then they later replaced it with I forget. It's a movie I haven't seen, so I can't remember the name. But yeah, I mean, because of Kevin Williamson's involvement, I could never call it like a ripoff. It's just he was a big dude in Hollywood at the time, just came off Scream 2. So obviously, same writer, gonna be influences there. Yes, money. In very simple terms, he asked for too much money. He asked for back pay owed from the original. They said no. This is part of the question. Yes. That is part of the question. I like to think H2O is a comedy spinoff where Michael turns into a mermaid. Dude, that's exactly why I think it was in my last review of H2O, I just said Nor, Cleor. I can only guess. I think I might have gotten a little bit tipsy on our watch along last year. It's always about money. He was like, why is it called H2O? Scariest thing is Josh Hartnett's haircut. Does anybody know? Oh, bonus question, because I didn't have this in one of my questions, but does anybody know why Josh Hartnett's hair looked so bad in Halloween H2O? He was carpenting Johns. I've always said that. A deal? Yes, that is part of it as well. All right, I'll drop the full info here. So he wanted a $10 million director's fee from Dimension, and he wanted to sign a 3-picture deal with them. And he felt he was owed this for back pay on the original movie because I don't think that he really made anything off of it. Obviously, nobody knew like what Halloween was going to become. And to that, I just like then I wonder how negotiations went for Halloween 2, 3, and then he did a treatment for Halloween 4, but then that didn't pan out. So for Halloween 2 and 3, I'm like, what were the negotiations there for him to produce, for him to write treatments? Like what? I guess it couldn't have been much if he felt like he was owed so much later on, but I just do wonder about that. Yes, yeah, I believe, right? I'm not remembering that. It's been a while since I've covered those movies. Yes, indeed. Got an autograph photo from her on the set. Oh, nice. No, I've had too much water. Sure. Oh, I wonder if some cuts of the movie it still has Scream 2 in there. Because I swear when I was looking up the trivia, it said that originally Scream 2 was playing in the movie, but then it got replaced with something else because or wait, no, wait, no, wait, no, wait, no, wait. I might be mixing that up with something else. They originally, I think, were playing a movie that starred Mike Myers. I can't remember the name of the movie, and then they swapped it out because he didn't agree to do a cameo. Something like that. I might have all my lines crossed here. I'm not sure. God, my glasses are dirty. Ooh, ooh. Was it a wig? He chose to make it bad and not be a pretty boy because he was in the faculty. He cut it himself's skill issue. Did he get a mohawk right before filming? He had his own haircut. That's why he didn't with a beanie. The beanie. His dumb little hat. Yeah. So Jamie Lee Curtis has been quoted about this, how in between every take, he would always like put his beanie back on. And I don't know, according to the IMDb trivia, it was something to do with like him not being interested in the celebrity of it all and wanting to maintain his own personality on set or something. I don't know. It didn't really make a lot of sense to me. I'm like, I don't know what a beanie really does for you there, but sure. And that is apparently why his hair was so messy most of the time. But something else that somebody said resonated. This, I feel like I remember seeing something about this too. So, yeah, maybe Jamie Lee Curtis had kind of not intentionally, but like maybe she had kind of misrepresented that situation a little bit, and that was just like her interpretation of it. So yeah, I think both are true on that one. Always thought H2O was a strange title. Yeah, because I like it makes sense. It makes sense, but it doesn't. But it also doesn't. So that's all I have to say. All right, we've got another true or false here, guys. True or false? LL Cool J was terrified of Michael Myers and hated the movies growing up. I'll put it in the chat, don't worry. The cats know me and my friends who feed them, trying to get them all fixed. Oh, that's a good endeavor. Definitely a good endeavor. That's very nice. Josh Hairnet. I lovingly refer to him as Josh Hotness. Hello, I've been binging your entire Halloween playlist. Halloween Ends review is my favorite. Wow, I wonder, I think I probably disagree with a good amount of stuff I said in that review at this point. It's been 3 years. Can you believe? It's so weird that it's already been 3 years since Halloween Ends. Like, I kind of can't deal with that. I kind of can't deal with that. Jamie's title, did she come up with that? I don't remember, I don't know. It's very 7. Or, 13 Ghosts. Well, this came out before 13 Ghosts, I guess, but true, false, false, false. He loved the movies. True, nar, clear, true. It is false. I don't know about the rest of the franchise, but it is false. He remembers his mom taking him to the first movie when he was just 9 years old. So he had a lot of love for Halloween, at least the original, as far as I'm aware. What? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? When you look like Josh Hartnett, yeah, you can do whatever you want with your hair. This is true. Yeah, I agree completely, which I covered. If you've been binging it, then you probably have caught that video already. Yeah, but I did a comparison to the novelization of Halloween Ends and learned a whole lot and got more appreciation for it. Where'd I get the Blu-ray racks behind you? Need about a dozen of those like yesterday. Oh my God, I forget the company name. If you go to my second channel and you go to my moving vlog, I think I have them linked. I'm pretty sure, I cannot remember the name now. I'm so sorry. Yeah, they're I ordered them from Amazon, but they're like a third-party seller, and I cannot remember that company. I'm sorry. Somebody here might know because it's a popular company. Thank you. The studio made him. He also hated it and messed it up between takes. Oops. He said they were going for the teen heartthrob look of the time, but Harden insists it was not even his style as a teenager. That's funny. So maybe that was the real motive with the hat, and that was just, and when Jamie Lee Curtis was talking about it, that really just was her interpretation. Don't know. But I think that I covered that very thing in my deep dive. Or my comparison of Halloween H2O to Halloween Ends. All right. Does anybody know why is there a horrendous CGI shot of Michael's mask in Halloween H2O? Who knows it, everybody? My goodness, I gotta pick up the pace. I still have 13 questions left, I think. Actually, like, incredible to me that in the span of an hour and 3 minutes, I've only gotten through 11 questions. Am I bad at this or am I good at having conversation? Which is it? Which is it? Watching the CBS broadcast Halloween soon, excited for the commercials. I saw something here on YouTube and it was like I can't remember. I think it was like the 1981 broadcast of Halloween. I think somebody had like recorded it on VHS or something, or maybe it's from the actual broadcast company. Maybe they had put it up on YouTube. I don't remember. I don't know. But yeah, I'm so excited to watch that because I'm like, oh my God, watching it with all old school commercials and everything and watching it as the TV cut. Oh yeah, I'm here for it. I put it on my YouTube watch list. I also found the original 90s premiere of the Goosebumps Haunted Mask episodes. So it's like a 57-minute long video on YouTube. And there's this like whole introduction. I haven't watched it yet. I like clicked on it because I wanted, I don't know, I was like in a rush, didn't put it on my watch later. I just like wanted it in my history or something. And there was somebody like introducing the event and stuff. And I was like, oh my God, this is such a vibe. Such a vibe. Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't remember. I'm sorry. Don't know if I have Producer's Cut of 6 in my Blu-ray collection. Luckily, it's now a lot easier to rent. Like, at least on Amazon, they specify the differences in the cuts. Back in my day, in 2020, when I went to watch Halloween 6, I had no idea that there was, like, a producer's cut. I had no idea there were different cuts at all or which one I watched. And so I just, like, made my review. And then everyone in the comments was like, which one did you watch? Like, do you know? And I was like, I don't know. Now they're very, very clearly labeled on Amazon. So at least there's that. Okay, right, what did I ask? What did I s Why oh, yeah, why is there a horrendous CGI shot of Michael's mask in Halloween H2O? Um, the real mask was damaged. They ripped the mask mid-filming. They couldn't get the mask right. Forgot to wear it. Could you imagine? No, same. I made the deep dives and I've forgotten most of it. So, because it was the 90s era. I know this, but I can't think of it. For shits and giggles. Temporarily lost the mask. Mask was damaged. Didn't have time for the real mask. So, according to IMDb trivia, okay, don't know how heavily this is moderated, but the director decided midway through filming to use a different mask. I think the most logical answer would be that it got damaged, but I didn't find anything saying that. Apparently, the director decided midway through filming to use a different mask, and so they reshot several scenes, but I guess a few of them like fell through the cracks. So they or just that one, and so they CGI'd it. Very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Took too long before some realized what the mask should look like. I think that's probably the closest answer. Yeah. Yep. Dad owns the TV version of the first Halloween on DVD. Ooh, I have some special like 25th anniversary edition that has the made for TV footage in it. I don't think that I actually own a made for TV cut of the film. That's definitely something I should get my hands on. I need to check because I have 3 separate copies of the original Halloween. So one of them might have that on the special features. I'm not sure. Not sure. Shot it with a Steve Miner mask. It was cheaper than a reshoot with the KNB. What's the KNB? I think I'm missing something there, but I'm glad that you brought up Steve Miner because my next question involves him. Which popular franchise horror films did Steve Miner also direct? Put that one in the chat. Have the box set up to Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, so I don't know. The box set, that must be an old box set because it was I think it was Shout Factory that did like a huge box set with, I want to say like the first. Was it only up to Rob Zombie's Halloween 2? Is that what I'm thinking of? Because I swore they released it with like up to Halloween Ends in the last couple years, didn't they? I don't know. Maybe I'm behind on that. Stop. Stop. Thank you. I also put the 1981 TV cut in my playlist. This leads to my question. Are you also doing watch-alongs of the TV extended cuts of other movies in the franchise? Well, tomorrow we are watching the producer's cut of Halloween 6. We just watched the theatrical cut last week, so we are indeed doing at least one of the alternate cuts of the franchise. I've actually thought about that, like whether or not I want to revisit the theatrical cuts or director's cut of Rob Zombie's first Halloween, a theatrical cut of his Halloween 2. If we want to do that together at some point, I've been thinking about it because also my dad and I are going to be continuing to cover them through like November, December probably. Because I got my dad really into the Halloween franchise. And so I don't care that Halloween is over after Friday. We're just going to keep on going with it. Tangent, but the answer is yes, tomorrow. And in the future, maybe. Friday the 13th, yes, but which ones? Yes, 2 and 3D. Indeed. Indeed. But yes. A couple people got 2 and 3 here. Looks like. Well done. Well done, everybody. Halloween is forever. Yeah, there are definitely pros and cons to either cut. Last year, I preferred the producer's cut. This year, I might prefer the theatrical cut. Who knows? Who the hell knows? I mean, probably, I would imagine, like, on one of the newer physical media releases, if they, like, released it on 4K, I'm sure that will be one of the special features, is the TV cut. But I don't know. I'm not aware as of right now. Okay. Next question. We are moving on to everybody's favorite film, Halloween Resurrection, best of the franchise. In Halloween Resurrection, they finally establish Michael Myers' birthday. What is that date? Does anybody know? Yeah, you can Google it, but does anybody know for real? Does anybody know? Do we have any true Halloween heads out there? I didn't know it. I didn't know it. I wonder also, wait, hold on. I'm curious what Google says. I wonder if it's going to be different to um IMDb. Oh, no, it's the same. Interesting. I shouldn't have told you that. I shouldn't have told you that. You watched the producer's cut during the theatrical. Yeah. That's okay. You can just watch the theatrical cut while we're watching the producer's cut and just. It's fine. It's fine. You think so? I haven't seen the TV cut of Halloween 2, even though I've definitely seen the footage from it. Like when Jimmy sits up in the ambulance at the end, there's that little extra scene. I've definitely seen those. And then the footage from, now that Willmeister is here, maybe you know, was the footage in Halloween 2 of Michael in Smith's Grove, was that repurposed from the TV cut of the original Halloween? I feel like you would know that. I can look it up later, but I feel like you would know. October 13th should be not stop. You know, October 20th, Friday the 14th. Like, that would make sense, wouldn't it? Correct. October 19th, 1957. And I've always wondered, you know, because yeah, I mean, maybe they felt like him being born on Halloween Day, that's too on the nose. I don't really know. Maybe the 19th, there's some significance in, like, according to like ancient pagan holidays or something. I don't know. But yeah, it was October 19th. Maybe somebody else knows the significance of that. The 15-disc box set has a bunch of alternate extended cuts. It has 3 different versions of the original movie alone. 3 versions? 3 versions? I'm sorry? There's the theatrical cut, there's the TV cut, and what is the 3rd cut? Pray tell. Pray tell. No, they shot it special for the TV version. No. My question is, so they included extra scenes with Loomis and Michael in Smith's Grove for the TV cut of Halloween 1978. I was wondering if any of that footage was repurposed for what we see in Halloween 2, because I actually don't know. Been a fan edit of Resurrection. Haven't watched it yet. It'll be interesting to see the differences. I have been exploring fan films of Halloween. I recently watched, what was it? Oh, Halloween Inferno on the recommendation of, I think I was King of the Dead, I think. And really enjoyed it. Had a good time. And then I tried to watch Halloween Aftermath the other night. And unfortunately, I just couldn't get through it. But I think that I'm about to be mowing through a ton of Halloween fan films because, frankly, I just like can't get enough. So eventually, I want to build up a little, like, a playlist of my favorite fan films on YouTube. Halloween Night was one that I really, really enjoyed several years ago, and I haven't rewatched it since. So I'm definitely due to rewatch that. Probably going to revisit that this year. I don't know how did I get on this tangent? How do I get here? You know what I mean? It's 104 minutes. Are we talking about the 3rd cut of? No, John shot all the extra footage for the TV Halloween 1 during Halloween 2. I feel even more mixed up than when I started. I might watch the theatrical cut again to see if Kylie can sway my opinion on the movie more. Hey, baby. Try it out. We'll see. A Hellraiser series deep dive? That'd be a lot. That would be a lot. Maybe someday. Certainly at least a ranking, you know, a spoiler-free ranking. I don't know how many horror fans have really watched every single movie of that franchise. Oh, thank you. I believe it was, as that 3rd version of the original I talked about features the same footage from those scenes in Halloween 2. Oh, the 3rd version is the extended cut. That's okay. So it sounds like to me that the scenes from Halloween 2 were repurposed for the original Halloween, interestingly, but not vice versa. Interesting. I'll wear that crown. Sure thing. And the 100 I'm getting really mixed up, guys. I'm getting too mixed up. Okay. Next up, next question. We still have, I think, 11 questions left, guys. I'm such a flop at doing this in a timely manner. All right. Resurrection was nominated for Worst Film at the Fangoria Chainsaw Awards, but lost to what film? I'm just gonna say it. That's what I've heard. So I've been told. I'm not sure about that franchise, you all, but I know I need to. It's like I feel so behind. I have not seen the entirety of the Wrong Turn franchise. That's one I definitely want to explore. I know that there's a whole hot mess there. Same thing with Hellraiser, and I'm sure that, it to me it feels like one of those things that has to be seen to be believed, and I want to be in the club. I want to be in the club. I want to have seen all of them. I want to know, I'm a completionist and I still haven't done it. The reboot was okay. It was okay. Year was Resurrection, I think 2002. I have to remember 2002 horror movies fun. From what I recall, not a great year. Stay Alive, Ghost of Mars, Evil Dead, TCM The Next Generation. That one was 94, wasn't it? That was like a mid-90s one, I think. Thank you. My turn to ask a favor. The Haunted Mask is my favorite books episode in the Goosebumps franchise. Can you post the links you were talking about? Oh, yes. Sorry. Gotta go to YouTube into my watch list because I saved it there. Watch later. Okay. Yes, it's The Haunted Mask. Original Fox premiere, October 27th, 1995. So let's see. I don't know if I can post a link in the chat. I'm not sure if I can do that. I don't know if it even lets me do that. Oh, it did. Okay. If I remember to, I'll leave it in the comments of this stream. I cannot promise that I'll remember that. But if I remember to, I'll make sure to leave it in the comments so you can actually click it, because I don't think you can when it's in the chat. Okay. Yes. Okay. So, but it lost to what film? Carrie 2002, Blair Witch 2. I feel like these are good guesses. Blair Witch 2 actually I think was 2001. Has anybody guessed it? Jason X I think was also 2001, right? Resurrection was 2002, right? I'm not tripping on that. Hold on. Halloween Resurrection. Yeah, it was 2002. It was 2002. I don't think anybody's guessed it yet. Ghost Ship? No. Okay, maybe I missed it. Let me know. But nobody mentioned Fear.com. Yes. Fear.com won Worst Film at the Fangoria Chainsaw Awards. And I guess the award show was probably in 2003. But yeah, for the year of 2002. Fear.com, which I have seen and I don't really remember anything about it. I think that I thought it was so bad that I literally just got rid of my DVD, and then I think somebody else might have sent it to me. I think or maybe I never got rid of it. I don't remember. I feel like maybe I put it in an anti-haul and then I was like, wait, maybe I should try it again. I don't know. But yeah, what a stinker of a film. The Ring. You thought The Ring would be nominated for Worst Film? How dare. How dare. Yes. If you can't click the link or whatever, you can also just copy paste this. Yes. And I am very excited about watching that, because I'm going to pretend that, I'm a little kid and I'm watching an actual broadcast, and I'm going to turn off all the lights. I'm going to light candles in my living room, I might make it like a date night out of it with Scott or something, because, oh my God, it's just exciting. Like the original broadcast, it just seems fun. Okay. Next question. In the original film and Halloween 2018, Michael Myers is not listed in the credits as Michael Myers. So how was he credited? What the hell is what? Goosebumps? Only one of the greatest shows of my youth. God, I love that show as a kid. I didn't realize what a franchise it was, just how popular it was, but it was. I thought I was all, unique and weird as a kid for always renting or borrowing the Goosebumps books out of my elementary school library, but it was huge. It was a big deal. The Ring 2 is a good guess. Oof. Yeesh. Love that movie. Love that for you. I haven't watched I watched Rings this year. I rewatched it, I think, for the first time this year? Second time, maybe? I've never rewatched The Ring 2. It was really bad. It's really, really bad. The shape. Did I make that one too easy? Okay, well, I gotta keep your fingers warm, okay? Gotta keep your fingers warm. I think everybody got that one right. I think so. The smooth, the smooth Michael. the the smooth Michael. I like that one. I like that one. Okay. That's an easy one. Also, the next one should be, well, you gotta have quick fingers once again. I'm not gonna say it's easy, but true or false? Halloween 2018 became the highest grossing Halloween film in its opening weekend. Dun dun dun. Talking about box office, talking about the numbers. Last time we were talking more about the Rotten Tomatoes scores. Now we're talking a little bit more about box office. And also we're moving on to the David Gordon Green trilogy now. True, false, true. True. Why not? True, false, true. Only got 2 falses so far, and that is because it is true. In its opening weekend alone, it outgrossed the entirety of the rest of the franchise. And yes, you do need to adjust for inflation. I fear it may not be the case if you adjust the original, because I don't know. I think that the lifetime gross listed is 70 million for the original Halloween. Let me see if I can find the original release box office. Gotta look on Box Office Mojo. Original release. Original release was 47 million. And then obviously it's had re-releases and stuff. I don't even think that they've really kept track of that on Box Office Mojo, at least. Because I feel like by this point, like, how do you even keep track? Must have been re-released so many times, like for so many different screenings and stuff. So, but yeah, Halloween 2018, it was a phenomenon. Like I remember it was the fall semester of my second year of college. I was only 19. I was just a kid. Just a kid going to see my first ever Halloween franchise movie in theaters. What a time. What a time. Like, my generation was turning 18 and stuff, and, like, finally able to go see this stuff. Like, I think I've talked about this before, but, in the previous fall, I had gone with my new friends from college to see It 2017, and also, like, Get Out came in 2017. Horror popped the fuck off in 2017, and I feel like that just made it such a prime time for Halloween 2018. Not that it wasn't already popping off. I mean, like, Insidious and The Conjuring were huge in the 2010s already, and it's like, yeah, horror's always been there. Horror's always been reliable in the box office and stuff, but I think you know what I mean. I feel like Get Out marked definitely, like, a clear turning point in terms of, like, more mainstream acceptance of horror, at the least. You know what I'm talking about? Continue the conversation in the chat, if you will. But yeah, Halloween 2018 was a huge deal and was so, I remember it being so positively received at the time, and I feel like there's been some walking back on it now, and I don't know if that's valid or if it's just like, enough time has passed. Can we admit that Halloween 2018 was bad? No, not here. Not for me. Anyway, okay. Next question. The gas station in Halloween 2018 is an exact replica of a gas station in what movie? We're gonna have more difficult questions here. Okay. Gotta think about it for like 2 seconds longer, but don't overthink it. Halloween Ends. We've talked about it many times. I'll save my thoughts for now. I think Halloween Kills is the best of the trilogy, and John Carpenter agrees with me. The horror god himself agrees. I saw it twice opening weekend. I only saw it once in theaters. Now I wish I saw it more than that, but I also was a broke college student, and the tickets I think were like $18. Ooh, same. Oh, memories. Memories. Because let's see, I was alive for Resurrection and Rob Zombie's Halloween's, but I was 3 years old, 8 years old, and 10 years old when those came out. So, could not partake. Wasn't even aware of them, to be honest. Screening of Halloween 2018 was the first event I attended with my horror cult, being a lifelong member ever since then. Saw it on Halloween Day. Oh, seeing the date on the movie was serendipity. Totally. So what time did Naruto run into adulthood? It was. It very much was. Feel very lucky for that. Horror's been so good. Halloween 4, Body Bags, Halloween 2, Halloween 4, I think, Noel's Rejects, Halloween 4, Psycho, The Birds, Halloween 4, TCM, Barbie. Not Barbie. It is indeed Halloween 4. I thought that one would be a little bit more difficult. I thought you guys might be racking your brain like, I don't know, Christine, maybe? But yeah, it is Halloween 4. I guess I did tell you not to overthink it, but I always find it interesting. Some actors sign up for a movie and just get paid stock. Movie does better than expected and they lose out. Others sign up for a percentage and make a killing. It's honestly, being in the movie business and being any kind of independent creator or being an actor, director, whatever, it's like like gambling. It's all like gambling, really. Trying to like quote make it in the business. It's all just a gamble. It's like I talked about this with my dad actually in the episode that's coming out tomorrow of Boomers. Francis Ford Coppola, betting over $100 million on Megalopolis and losing over $100 million on Megalopolis. Yeah, it's basically like fancy gambling. So, okay, next question. We still have, we have 7 questions to go. We're okay on timing. We're all right. Okay, why are 12 different pumpkins featured in the opening credits of Halloween Kills? Moving on now to Halloween Kills. You saw a clip of John Carpenter today saying he hates the substance. Oh my God, did he elaborate? I hope he said why. Your sister took you to see Rob Zombie's Halloween 2007 when I was in 5th grade? Oh, brother. Yeah, 3 minutes into the movie, I can imagine. I will crawl over there and I will sculpt the out of you. 5th grade? Like, what were you? You were like 10, right? Like, no. No, you can't do that. Fair mistake to make if she wasn't familiar with Rob Zombie at all, which assuming she probably wouldn't have been if she was in high school, because his movie before that would have been what, Devil's Rejects, like 2003? Am I missing one? I might be missing one in between. But if she was in high school, then that would have been before she would be able to go see R-rated movies. So I'm assuming that probably also was her first Rob Zombie movie, maybe. That's pretty wild. That's pretty wild. Oh, no kidding. I didn't know that. Is anybody here going to his Walk of Fame ceremony on Friday? I saw Megalopolis in theaters, and that I was happy to be part of the cultural moment and really bearing witness to the utter failure of that film firsthand. Like, I can say that I was there, like $150 million movie that only made $13 million in theaters. I was part of that $13 million. I can say I was there. But movie, oh, mama, it's so long and it's just not good. 12 movies. It's from all the different movies. The amount of movies so far represented previous movies. Yes. Okay, I thought that one might be a little bit more of a guessing game. God damn it. Okay. The second one is also fairly easy because it's a true or false. It is our last true or false of the day, and I think some of my next questions are definitely a little bit more difficult. So, last easy-ish question. True or false? Paul Rudd was not offered to reprise his role as Tommy Doyle in Halloween Kills. Yup. Yup. Yes, sir. Making it in the business is finding work and maintaining work in the industry, even if it's low budget. Nick on TikTok, who talks a lot about screenwriting and stuff and his involvement in the industry and like current trends and stuff, he makes really good content. And he talked about this recently, how there's never really a moment where you make it. There's no, like, sure there is for like 1% of the industry that becomes, A-list actors and directors and writers and stuff, but there really is no making it. You only feel like you're making it when you're currently working on a project. So, as long as you keep yourself working, then you're kind of making it. You know what I mean? If you keep getting paid. But I like this answer. Jamie Lee Curtis kept eating the pumpkins. They all were telling her to stop. Yeah. But yeah, it's one for each movie of the franchise. Okay, so true or false? Paul Rudd was not offered to reprise his role as Tommy Doyle. True. Mega flop. It was a mega flop. If they were to coin that as a new term, it would definitely be from Megalopolis. Yep. False. True. He sure was. True. False. True. False. False. The answer is false. It is false. And that was his first movie role was The Curse of Michael Myers. Love that for him. Some people get it twisted. People have gotten it twisted in my comments lately saying that it was his second movie role after Clueless, but that's not true because Halloween 6 shot first. Yes, this is the answer. He was offered but chose to do, well, I don't know if it was a matter of like he chose to do Afterlife. He already had he was already committed to it. So it was a scheduling conflict. At least as far as we know. Oh, me and my friend always quote lines from William Forsythe. That's great. Really? Oh, I don't find it funny. I just want him to shut up. You would have preferred Paul Rudd over Hall. Really? I don't think I would. For the vibe of Halloween Kills, I can't really see Paul Rudd doing that. He can be really earnest. Like we've seen him do emotional stuff for Ant-Man, certainly. But I can't really imagine Paul Rudd angry like that. Can you imagine Paul Rudd angry enough to rile up an entire mob? Like, I just can't. I don't know. I think what's his face, Anthony Michael Hall or whatever his name is. I think he made more sense, honestly. And also, I think it was Malik Akkad made a really good point in an interview. He was like, I think it just would have been too distracting. Paul Rudd is too big of an A-list actor who's known for his comedy and stuff now that it just would have been too distracting. And I think I agree with that. Like, it would have been nice. It would have been cool. I think had that happened, I don't think I would be complaining about it, obviously. So in an alternate universe, that happened, and I probably was stoked about it. But I'm happy with the universe I'm living in. Thank you. My mom took myself and my siblings to see Hollow Man in 2000 when it came out. One of those fancy theaters where they bring you food. I was 9. My siblings were even younger. We had no idea. Oh God, that movie. Yeah, it's very inappropriate. If you guys don't know that weird remake of Invisible Man with Kevin Bacon, there's a lot of him like creeping. I'll just say that. Him creeping. Okay, everybody. Time to talk about everybody's least favorite phrase in Halloween Kills. You all know what it is, so I'm not going to ask that. But do you know how many times is the phrase "Evil dies tonight" said in Halloween Kills? Throw a number out there, any number. Let's see who's closest. It's like guessing how many gumballs are in the gumball machine. You know what I mean? Yeah, I love him too. Oh God, he became the meme of the year in his Hot One episodes. That was so good. It was too good. I still say that. Yeah, don't see him in Kills. Who's considered? Why wasn't Danielle? Yeah, if they're just gonna have Lori have a daughter again. Yeah, I think, like, because Danielle Harris, she would have wanted to be involved. She still wants to be involved in the franchise in any capacity. But once again, I don't know, maybe that just would be too distracting? I don't know. I don't know, because then in that case, and the same thing with Paul Rudd, it's like they'd be blending timelines. So it's probably for the best, you know? I don't know. I don't know. But imagine they did do that and they just threw in random actors from the franchise into random roles. Like what if Karen was married to like a new character played by Josh Hartnett? Hartnett. I'm so used to calling him Josh Hotness. I like mixed up the two. Could you imagine? Like that'd be weird. That'd be weird. 7, 10. Only good Friday the 13th movie is the remake? Or are you saying the only good movie remake is Friday the 13th? 6, 7, a zillion, 22, 23, 35. H2O times too much. 25. At least 166. A trillion. 32. Love it. I love the enthusiasm here. You guys really did not disappoint. According to IMDb, 29 times. So I don't know if this, I think that they are counting every time that it's chanted on screen. I think they literally are counting because every time it's chanted on screen, it we probably get through 3 or 4 repetitions before the scene will cut to something else. So that sounds right to me. That's what it is according to IMDb. I think, let's see, who is closest? 35 is very close. 23 is equidistant to 29 is 35. So I think you guys were the closest. Did anybody say? Oh, 25. I think 25 might be the closest. No, 32? Yeah, who else? Who cares? Who cares? All righty. Next question. Where am I? There I am. Okay. What films cameo in the original Halloween and in Halloween Ends? Unfortunately, time to already move on to Halloween Ends, but I've already been streaming for over an hour and a half, and I've not gotten through all my questions, and I didn't have as much time, so I think I only had like 2 questions for Halloween Kills. I'm sorry. Or 3. I had 3. I guess that's actually par for the course, isn't it? So yeah. This one's an easy one. I think the next one, I don't think as many people will know the answer to. But this one is pretty easy. And also, you got to get the full name of the movies correct. I've been calling him that for a while. Since what was the thriller he was in on the plane? I forget the name of that one. Since that. Ooh, I'm really glad that was not my first movie of his. It was maybe the last movie of his that I've seen, actually. Some and a lot prior to that. The Thing, The Things, Thing, and yes, and The Thing from Another World. That is the full title of the original 1951 classic sci-fi film that I adore. And John Carpenter's The Thing, of course. Of course, yes, I think you're the first to put the full proper titles in there. Well, I guess if we're talking about 1982, then I guess the full proper title would probably be John Carpenter's The Thing, but I'm not going to split hairs there. Okay. Next question, I think is a little more difficult because I knew this, but I had completely forgotten this. So I'm curious to see who remembers, who knows. What Stephen King character inspired Corey Cunningham? Gave you a little hint in the question, didn't I? Was Forbidden Planet cameoed in Halloween Ends, maybe? It might have been. I don't know. I forget. Ouch. Ow. Hit my elbow. There's a little bug in here. It's like a little gnat. I lost my spot. Arnie Cunningham, Carrie, Arnie, that twat from Christine. Arnie Cunningham, Annie Wilkes, dude from Christine. Reminds me of Christine Without a Car. I guess that question was a little bit easier than I thought because I do remember now at the time, like when the movie was coming out, there were so many comparisons made to Christine, which was intentional. There are so many homages to Christine, but I haven't rewatched Halloween Ends since last year, and apparently that's too much time. I just forget everything. So yes, it was indeed Arnie from Christine. Oh my God, Apt Pupil. I read that book for the first time, I think 2 years ago, and was horrified. Was really unfamiliar with that book. It just completely. I found it, I think, at a Goodwill, and I was like, Stephen King, like, what's this? Apt Pupil. So I got it, and that is disturbing. Honestly, Corey's a little like similarly angsty, I feel like, to the kid in Apt Pupil. A little bit. You can't best us, Kylie. Well, I know I probably can't with the next question, but I think I can with my last one. So let's see. This one's easy. So this is our last quick finger question, okay? Which film of the series has the same color font as Halloween Ends? Da, 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 da. The book is nuts. The movie's so tame. Are you talking about Apt Pupil? Because I haven't seen the adaptation. I was. God damn it. I hate gnats so much. I hate them. 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 We get them like on, like they fly around our balcony and stuff because we have a tree that blooms and I don't know, has like stuff that they eat in it or something. And I accidentally left the door to our washroom open, which has like vents to the outside that they just don't shut. So there's just permanent windows to the outside open all the time. And I left the door open and it's like the fourth gnat I've seen in my apartment today. It's disgusting. Disgusting. I hate them. I hate things that fly around and bother me. Ugh. Okay, it's fine. It's all right. 3. Leon was the first that came in for me, but yes, you all are correct. Mundo, Halloween 3, indeed. Or, well, not all of you. Not all of you, but it's okay. It's all right. Yes, Halloween 3. Thank you for the extra. Yes, indeed. Oh, no kidding. Ian McKellen is in it. Oh, wow. I gotta check that out. Gnats always land on this TV, so no, but then in that case, it's like at least they have a regular spot where they land. I swear in my apartment, they're always in the most random places. I'm like, why are you in my bedroom? I understand if you're like trying to land on anything in the kitchen or something, but like, why are you in my room? Why are you in my room? I don't know, but I'm mad. It makes me mad. I think The Tremors might have been my first Kevin Bacon movie. Oh. Damn it. I hate them. I hate them. Okay. All right. Last question. And I think probably the most difficult one. Okay. The radio station in Halloween Ends, WRUG, translates into what Dutch word? There's no way. You saw it? My camera picked it up? The little bastard. The little bastard. I bet that it's attracted to my lights here. But I don't know why it's in my room in the first place. Oh, it pissed me off so bad. Also, I'm like, it's fall. Why are you not dead? Why are you not dead already? Oh. Can you believe I've still never seen Footloose? I definitely need to include it in my I Finally Watched series. There's no doubt. Especially because Kevin Bacon is a horror boy. He is an iconic Scream King, you know? So I gotta do it. Gotta do it. The reason will gross you out? Are you talking about bugs? Because we do not leave anything like rotting or overripe in our apartment because I hate bugs so much. And also I just think that's like disgusting, frankly. Sorry if you don't keep up on your fruit like that, but like I think it's disgusting. So I know that they're not like laying eggs in our fruit. I know that. Like, there's a possibility maybe in our trash can, like maybe in old banana peels or something. But no, we're very clean. We have a really good trash can. It has a good seal. Like, they came in. It's like the one day that I leave my stupid washroom door open. We always keep it closed because we like don't want. Anyway, evil flies tonight. Yes, evil oven. That's a funny. Me either. Evil translates to Halloween. Carpet is an interesting guess. Asks us a Silent Hill 3 Shakespeare question. I don't know the relation there. Kill, good guess. Bacon. Yes, strangle. I admit I Googled it. The Hobbit Dojo, if you did not Google it, you'd be the first person to guess correctly. But yes, it means strangle, apparently. So, gross. You gotta like spray them or something, right? Eugh. Offended Leatherface. Sorry if Leatherface is in the chat. My bad, but you gotta clean out your for fruit or like eat it. You gotta eat it. Don't let it rot. Don't overbuy your fruit. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, it is. I wanted to end on something a little bit more difficult. So, ew. I mean, maybe that's a good thing. I hate dust, but I hate gnats more. Oh my god, that's so disgusting. That's so disgusting. No wonder they come in through the washroom. Oh my god. Oh, that makes a little bit too much sense. That's making a little too much sense now. Don't like it. That's disgusting. No wonder they like fly up around you and stuff. Oh my god, you're right. That grossed me out. I didn't need to know that. I didn't need to know that. Gross. Anyway, hello. Unfortunately, I am about to sign off, but I do just want to say a big thank you to you guys because this might not even be something that you have considered, but I just wanted to thank you guys for having really good vibes in the chat today. I feel like the comment section in the Shelby Oaks video, like I want to say that it like got away from me because it just was not at all what I was expecting. I had no idea the energy that I was inviting, and I gained a lot of new subscribers yesterday, I'm assuming from that video. And I was like, wow, that's not the energy that I want. I really hope that I'm not like inviting a broader, more negative audience. And we did not get that in the chat today. I will admit I was a little nervous about the prospect of that and people just like wanting to ask me more about it. So thanks for not doing that. I'll be like I said, I'll be addressing that again in my October recap. I'm going to kind of do like a follow-up to my Shelby Oaks video, just in a little segment in my October recap. So we'll be addressing some of that stuff, but ooh, mama. Thank you guys for being cool and bringing good vibes tonight. No, thank you. Anyway, yeah, thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight. And this was, I think, another very successful, very fun little trivia night. I hope that I'll see you tomorrow for our watch along of the producer's cut of Halloween 6. And until then, have a great night and keep enjoying your Halloween. Good night.